information.
A Saints game to talk
Hello,
about.
somebody.
We're going to talk about here shortly. In addition to that, we're
Are you
going
looking
to
for your dream home?
also
Well, if that's the case, you need
get
to
into
contact
like all the
Joe
specifics
Picolo at Godwyn
from
Realty,
that whole deal,
right
right?
here in New Orleans.
We're going
Joe
to
can
get
put you in
into
your dream home
we're
right
going
away.
to get into
Joe Picolo
exactly
and
what
the folks
went
over
right,
at Godwyn Realty
what went
put
right
you
in the
house
Saints
that
game
you
for the
need.
Saints, what looks good on the up and up, and then secondly, we're going to take a look at some of the guys, in my opinion, that stood out like a sore thumb on the Saints, is both offense and defensively. You guys can call us 800-998-1003. Again, that number is 800-998-1003 to chime into the show. Give us your thoughts. It's Inside the Trenches, baby. We're representing. So also, you guys may have remembered me mentioning this to you, and it all folds back to going to 94253 to get on the hot list, festivals, exclusive parties, etc. It's football season, and I really can't wait to get things on the go. So one thing I want to definitely keep in mind, with everything going on here, is how well the Saints were able to keep things on a tightrope defensively, right? When that first group for the Saints defensively went out there against San Francisco's offense, man, you see Chase Young really what he was able to do from just a containment standpoint was excellent. What Chase Young was able to do to show, basically, again, both teams didn't really do much in regards to how could I explain this to you guys? They didn't do much in regards to showing too much of what they're going to do this season, but in the same token, they were able to make plays, per se. So that's something we want to chime into. Of course, there's also the aspect of how well they played on offense as well. They were able to run the ball, establish a run, and as I mentioned before, they're not going to, be in a position where they're showing everything that they're going to do. But you saw out routes, you saw a running game established. We didn't have Alvin Kamara in the game, but you were still able to see the Saints show, that offensively, from a blocking standpoint, the run game is okay. And that's what really matters at the end of the day. And remember, feel free, if y'all are chiming in right now on our New Orleans Talk Network app, we're getting some things together on this end, but you will be able to call in. That number is 800-998-1003. Give me y'all's thoughts. What were your thoughts on the Saints game? We want to take the first two segments just to get feedback, like what could have been done better. Did you like the play calling at this portion of the game? At this portion of the preseason, when the Saints had their first group out there on offense, how did everything go, right? And then secondly, when the Saints' defense was out there, and your thoughts, how you think everything went. But for the most part, I thought they did an exceptional job of just not giving up any big plays. We didn't see, with the first group. Now, of course, and we'll talk probably a little bit more about that on the second end, but when Josh Dobbs was out there, that was a whole different story. But for the most part, we've seen what we needed to see from this team in regards to upside, right? And in the full name of this show, Inside the Trenches, that side of the ball for certainly represented, right? When you look at what was accomplished on the defensive line, it begs you to say that not use the word beg. It really positions you to say, all right, at least going into the season, this group looks okay. Like we're at least in a decent group or in a decent groove of things with this particular group. You know, but just going back to the game, looking at the linebacker core, looking at guys like Cam Jordan, how he played in this game. I'm just talking about in the very beginning. This is San Francisco's first group versus New Orleans' first group. Both first groups had guys missing. That's definitely something to factor in, right? But something that we did get from this game was both teams want to establish run, right? Like I told y'all before, a preseason game, not too much to look into as far as the Saints go, as far as the stuff that we've basically talked about this entire offseason, from being able to not only bring in the right guys in free agency, but from a coaching standpoint, you bring in Clint Kubiak, he changes the entire look of what we're expected to see here in New Orleans, or what we've seen here the last few years, right? So you won't see any of those particular things, y'all, until we get into Game 1, Carolina, Game 2 against the Cowboys. But from a pass pro perspective, from the plays that were in, we talked about Trevor Penning and his production in that first preseason game. It wasn't that great, right? So in our minds, it's like, okay, Trevor Penning, what you going to do against San Francisco? And against that group, he did exceptionally well. It wasn't horrible, especially when they ran the ball on a 95-yard drive. He did exceptionally well. It's Inside the Trenches. I'm your host, Marlon, Big Faith Favor, right? We're just recapping the Saints' first game. We're looking at the different areas of improvement we wanted to see. The areas of improvement we wanted to see from week 1 to week 2 of the preseason. Not to be too analytical of the guys because, again, both teams didn't show too much. You know, both teams were just basically seeing what their guys were able to do.
Whether it's a coach or a player,
I hit it right on
that the national perspective, right?
You know, that's something, in my opinion, that should be, you know, looked at from, okay, they're going to bring 11 guys out. We're going to bring 11 guys out. Who's in a position to make this roster? That's what this was all about, putting guys in position to make the roster. Another thing to look at from the perspective of how could I state this for you? From the perspective of being able to have the right combination of guys in your receiving core. So you did see A.T. Perry get targeted a lot. You did see him get targeted a lot in this game. Part of it, he was open, you know, but the second piece was, you know, he positioned himself to make plays. And it's, you know, he's somebody, and we'll get into this a little bit in the second segment. He's somebody, in my opinion, is trying to solidify himself as that third guy. Like, I don't think, based off of what we've seen so far, that it's just going to get handed to him. I do think he's going to have to work for it. But defensively, the Saints are in a pretty decent position. They are. You know, you look at a team like San Francisco, you know that A, they're well coached. B, they're a team that, in my opinion, they allow themselves to approach each game with a championship mentality. I know that's what's going on at practice. Now, a couple of questions that came up in this game on the San Francisco side, a lot of folks thought was a bit off balance, was how Brock Purdy was being used. Like, to say, you know, it's your first group of guys, man, they put him out there big time, right? I thought in the case of Brock Purdy, you would have had a little more protection. But Trent Williams, I mean, I hadn't looked at a 49ers updated newsletter, but I know last time I checked, he didn't do much in training camp, anything at all, because he wanted to renegotiate his contract. And arguably so, you know, you got a guy that's, you know, at the top tier of his game, right? And he's still playing at a high level at his age. I can understand fully why he would want to get paid more, but that definitely affected the blocking in this game because, I mean, boy, they were leaving. I mean, my boy was wide open to getting hit. I mean, Chase Young got back there clean twice. Bruce Z got back there on the sack. I mean, yeah, Brock Purdy was definitely getting hit a couple of times. I thought was really interesting. They left him in there. I don't know if it's let's get him get all the reps he need, but I mean, I thought Josh Dobbs played at a level where he could have, you know, really been your starter in this game. But I mean, obviously, it's something that Coach Shanahan wanted to see. It's Inside the Trenches. I'm your host, Marlon, Big Faith Favorite. If y'all are just tuning in, we recapping the Saints' first game against the 49ers, preseason game, game number 2. When we come back for our next segment, we're going to dive into that a little bit more, just kind of look at the team as a whole from the perspective of the quarterback room, the perspective of the running backs. We want to actually take a look at this offensive line. I know we talked a bit, you know, momentarily a few moments ago about how on the run blocks they look pretty good. On the pass pro, this was a better week for Trevor Penning, you know. And another indicator to that, y'all, as we wrap this segment, he was starting again. Like, despite what we talked about the entire week, Trevor Penning was a starter. Is he their best option right now? No. Are they probably exploring that area? You know, for certainly. But, you know, that's definitely something, you know, worth talking about. Well, it's Inside the Trenches, baby. We're live here at Small Sliders, 1635 Barataria Boulevard in Marrero. We represent all day, every day, twice on Sunday. Man, that thing sounds clear in the air. I hear you. But, hey, y'all come on down here. We'll be here from 6 to 8. We'll be here from 6 to 8. Here, come get you a slider. We got the new orange sickle rolling. Be sure to come get y'all that. And, you know, we're going to talk a little bit more Saints in the next segment. It's Inside the Trenches, baby, right here on ESPN New Orleans.
Hello, somebody. Yeah, I'ma move my body. Yeah. Hello, somebody. It's your boy Marlon, Big Faith Favorite. And when I'm hungry, I like to make my way to Small Sliders, 1635 Barataria Boulevard, Marrero, Louisiana. Simple on purpose. When I tell you their burgers are delicious, has some great sauce on them, I'm telling you, when you're just hungry and just need to grab a quick bite, this is the perfect place for you. Small Sliders. The customer service is nice. It's somewhere you can bring the family, hang out and chill, enjoy the atmosphere. Now I'm a big boy, so when I like to take my Small Sliders, I like to get the biggest smalls. Double patties, bacon, cheese, you name it. Just a delicious burger. And I like to top it off with my favorite, the cookies and cream milkshake. There are 3 delicious flavors: milkshake, chocolate, vanilla, and cookies and cream. Small Sliders. Simple on purpose. Y'all come on and slide through, baby. And let them know that you heard about them on Inside the Trenches with your boy Marlon, Big Faith Favorite. Watch out there now.
Now New Orleans has a choice. Download the New Orleans Talk Network app for your mobile device or listen at www.neworleanstalknetwork.com.
Are you a student athlete looking to take your career to the next level? Look no further than Conquer Sports Pros. That's right, Conquer Sports Pros. Our team of experts will get you guys on the right path to your student athlete journey in life. That's right, we have every position in football you need, and we also help out with other sports. At Conquer Sports Pros, you have everything from a list of consultation, training, and also media training. Yeah, that's right, when you take your career to the next level, play college and hopefully pro, you'll get lots of interviews,
Call Conquer Sports Pros today. You can reach them at 504-319-6672 or visit marlonfavorite.com for more information. Hello, somebody. Are you looking for your dream home? Well, if that's the case, you need to contact Joe Picolo at Godwyn Realty, right here in New Orleans. Joe can put you in your dream home right away. Joe Picolo and the folks over at Godwyn Realty put you in the house that you need. Even if you're looking to invest in some property, they'll do an excellent job with that as well. Contact Joe today at 504-251-8341. Again, that phone number is 504-251-8341. And also contact Joel at joel.godwynrealty.com. No need to dream anymore. Godwyn Realty will put you in the dream house of your reality. Hello, somebody. Hello, somebody. It's the host of Inside the Trenches podcast, Marlon Big Favorite. Did you know Small Sliders had an app? You can go to your Google Play Store or your Apple Store right now, download the Small Sliders app in Marrero, and order your food right now. You want to get a number 2? Well, slide through 1635 Barataria Boulevard in Marrero. Back, it's Inside the Trenches. It's your host, Marlon Big Favorite, and we live here at Small Sliders, 1635 Barataria Boulevard in Marrero, baby. We are representing here. Before, if y'all just tuning in, we were recapping the Saints' game against the 49ers. Definitely a game, in my opinion, that showed a few things, and it's a couple of areas I wanted to talk about. I know, you guys who have been tuning in the last couple of, slowly but surely, the last couple of shows that have been tuning on our station the entire day. We've been talking a lot about thoughts. Folks have been chiming in, and feel free to chime in. 800-998-1003. We right here. Willing to take y'all calls, get y'all's opinion on the actual game, and feel free to call in and chime in whatever you want to talk about. The first thing I want to talk about, now that we got all of the bells and whistles out of the way, is some of the things that stood out in our open. And I would be remiss if I continued this show without sending prayers and condolences out to the Daniels family. Rest in peace, Ed Daniels, somebody who was near and dear to our community here, especially in the broadcast world. 40 years of just great sports commentary. Me personally, coming up in high school, I really believe that a lot of the commentary that Ed Daniels and JT Curtis put out on us high school kids help us in our recruiting process. I can remember Mr. Ed doing a beautiful segment on me singing in the choir, St. Joseph Worker, and practicing with West Jeff, with Coach Hank Tierney. And even when cracking into this business as a broadcaster, Ed Daniels is someone who has never shied away giving you some tidbits, congratulating you on the way, constantly inviting you to come on the show to talk, whether it's LSU Saints. And he's somebody in our community that would definitely be missed. So all prayers go out to his family and all of his close friends, and our moment of silence for Mr. Ed Daniels. He's definitely an angel watching over us now, and we want to thank him for all that he has done for this area. May God bless his family. So I want to break down a couple of things with the Saints here in this last game. I want to start with the quarterback room. Not to get into any particular numbers or anything, but from the perspective of being able to, all right, Derek Carr, for all intents and purposes, he came out with the protection he had, and I thought I would give him like a C-. He didn't funk it up. I thought that the blocking and being able to do the runs really helped out a lot for him. But aside from being able to make those particular completions and just managing the game, I thought that everything was fine. I was a little worried about the running game at first, just simply because I thought that Jamal Adams would have had a bigger game sooner. again, because as I mentioned before, everything was about starting off a bit on the vanilla end. I didn't expect to see too much from the regard of a trick play or a lot of play action or heavy lay play. Like, again, in this game, you didn't really get a lot of your starters. But what I did appreciate was it does look like the team got a little bit better from the week before. It really does. And when you look at that quarterback room and how Derek Carr is the leader, he's the one with the most experience, but having him go out first, being able to, how could I say it, set the tone was key. Now, in the likes of Spencer Rattler, he came out pretty poised in the beginning, right? But I thought he was a little careless with the ball in his first series. You know, he had that fumble. You know, that happens. He has to protect the ball. We know that they have some deficiencies on the offensive line, so he could have been a little mobile or a bit more mobile at that point of the game. You know, just to kind of take it back to the play calling. They didn't make it too hard on Derek Carr coming out, and I thought they did the same thing with Spencer Rattler. Coach Kubiak and his staff, it seemed like the plan for Spencer Rattler, hey, he's going to be the number 2 guy that goes out there this time. They based that off his last performance. He was able to go out there and show and prove that he could get some things going. So for the most part, Spencer Rattler, outside of that, he didn't mess up much either. I thought he showed mobility in the pocket. In the case of Jake Hayner, he did throw that interception. He had that kind of mental cloud, but for the most part, they didn't show too much with him. Joining us here on the show, we have Tarek. Tarek, I know you watched the Saints game. You had your P's and Q's that mentioned earlier, but when you look at the quarterback's performances, who stood out to you either way?
Yeah, man, I can't wait to answer that question. I'm like the Saints coaching staff out here today. I'm just running around. We got our own preseason going on, trying to get it in order, trying to get it together. Sorry for the technical difficulties earlier, fans. But, hey, you know, I like a lot coming out of that quarterback room. It's familiar to me. I thought we would be seeing a new style type offense. I'm waiting to still see it, Fabe. It still feels like that old passing offense. We're going to be selective when we run the ball. We're going to look predictable when we run the football. So I don't want to play too much into it. I will say this, though, Fabe, to all of Who Dat Nation. Taysom Hill is in the wrong player's room. If I'm not mistaken, he's in the tight end's room, right?
He
needs to be in like 3-4 different rooms.
His base room is probably the tight end room, but in the meetings, he's probably gone to like 3. So
he has to.
He's for sure going in the special teams room.
Uh-huh.
He may slide in the quarterback room.
Yes.
His base room is the tight end room. And based off of what we just saw this past game, he's for certainly in the running back room. So he's the hybrid of the team. And
the main reason why I say it, because we look so much better with him on the field. Just the little things he do. He's leading blocks. He's taking carries directly from the quarterback. He's lining up in the tight end position. I think he's definitely in this offense going to make Derek Carr's job a whole lot easier. Still some concerns on the offensive line for me, Fave, where we're looking at a little bit of pressure coming in from off the edges. Things need to be worked on right there. So I'm excited about week 1, but it's hard to judge the quarterbacks when we don't have a strong offensive line.
It is tough, man, and I think that's where a guy like Spencer Rattler come in, because to me he's the most mobile guy in the quarterback room. But to your point, and that's something I have here on my notes, it's still concerns about the offensive line in the passing game. We saw when they had that 95-yard drive that the offensive line was capable of driving the ball up the field on the deal. But that was heavy Taysom Hill. That was sharp pass, Jamal Williams, you know?
Yeah. The bullet pass coming from Derek Carr. All quarterbacks have that marquee bullet pass, So when he's able to do that, the rollout is a little bit of a concern for me, Fave. When he's rolling out, how fast is he getting those shoulders around to give the receivers an opportunity to catch the ball and keep running up the field? We saw a receiver catch the ball on the sideline. The play was actually challenged. So, I'm sure they'll be looking at those things, trying to tighten up on that.
Man, a few more things as we get ready to wrap this segment up. And if y'all want to chime in on the Saints, earlier we paid our respects to Ed Daniels. If you want to come in on the show and speak a little bit about Ed Daniels and recap the Saints game, feel free. An area that looked strong was the defensive line we talked about in the first segment. I think Blvd, you look at Young, them being versatile with Cam Jordan, having him play on the inside for pass rush, third down as a D tackle, that looked cool. But it's still some concerns with the guys that may rotate in that second group, because Josh Dobbs looked like Michael Vick out there. I mean, he was able to break on the outside. He was able to, throw some guys open. He looked good out there.
Splitting image of what we saw last year when he came down from Minnesota. We lost that game to Josh Dobbs. He made our stout defense look pretty mediocre real quick. So I will say real quick, Fave, I know we don't need to see number 99 the rest of this preseason.
Oh, yeah.
Young is definitely healthy.
Yeah, he's good. He's shown that he's somebody that's going to set the edge for the Saints, set the tone in the pass rush. He adds that extra pressure. I think our sack numbers go up for all the guys across the deal now that he is in the deal. So Young is somebody. He definitely brings value. They bring him specifically for third down. So the fact that he's able to gas up.
He's looking every down.
Yeah, he's able to he's looking every down, but so the Saints is defensive line, the starters right now is Cam Jordan and Carl Granderson. On the inside, you have Nathan Shepard and you have Khalid Saunders. And then rotating in the second group, you have Chase Young, Isaiah Foskey. And on the inside, you have Brian Blvd, and you also have the young man Boyd. So they have been mixing up those groups inside the trenches. You'll get Blvd in there with Saunders, just to give that look. You'll give Shepard with Blvd. You have Blvd and Cam Jordan on third down.
Especially on obvious running downs. Running downs, you take Chase out, you get it. We can see next week what our rotation is looking like. We don't have to play. We can see what our run game is. Pretty stout, pretty stout. I like the way those guys are coming together, Faye. But we'll see these last preseason games.
Well, it's Inside the Trenches, baby. Y'all feel free to chime on in. 800-998-1003. That was too many zeros. 1003. Call in, chime in on the Small Sliders hotline. Hey, and check this out, y'all. When we come back, we're going to do a little, let's go around the league. How about that? Let's check out some of these other games and some scores, make some comments. It's Inside the Trenches right here on ESPN New Orleans. Hello.
Are you looking for wheels? Hello, somebody. It's your boy Marlon, Big Favorite. And when I'm hungry, I like to make my way to Small Sliders, 1635 Barataria Boulevard, Marrero, Louisiana. Simple on purpose. When I tell you their burgers are delicious, have some great sauce on them, I'm telling you, when you're just hungry and just need to grab a quick bite, this is the perfect place for you. Small Sliders. The customer service is nice. It's somewhere you can bring the family, hang out and chill, enjoy the atmosphere. Now I'm a big boy, so when I like to take my Small Sliders, I like to get the biggest smalls. Double patties, bacon, cheese, you name it. Just a delicious burger. And I like to top it off with my favorite, the cookies and cream milkshake. There are 3 delicious flavors: milkshake, chocolate, vanilla, and cookies and cream. Small Sliders. Simple on purpose. Y'all come on and slide through, baby. And let them know that you heard about them on Inside the Trenches with your boy Marlon, Big Favorite. Watch out there now.
Now New Orleans has a choice. Download the New Orleans Talk Network app for your mobile device or listen at www.neworleanstalknetwork.com.
Are you a student athlete looking to take your career to the next level? Look no further than Conquer Sports Pros. That's right, Conquer Sports Pros. Our team of experts will get you guys on the right path to your student athlete journey in life. That's right, we have every position in football you need,
and we also help out with other sports. At Conquer Sports Pros, you have everything from a list of consultation, training, and also media training. Yeah, that's right. When you take your career to the next level, play college and hopefully pro, you'll get lots of interviews. Call Conquer Sports Pros today. You can reach them at 504-319-6672 or visit marlonfavorite.com for more information. Hello, somebody. Are you looking for your dream home? Well, if that's the case, you need to contact Joe Picolo at Godwyn Realty, right here in New Orleans. Joe can put you in your dream home right away. Joe Picolo and the folks over at Godwyn Realty put you in the house that you need. Even if you're looking to invest in some property, they'll do an excellent job with that as well. Contact Joe today at 504-251-8341. Again, that phone number is 504-251-8341. And also contact Joel at joel.godwynrealty.com. No need to dream anymore. Godwyn Realty will put you in the dream house of your reality. Hello, somebody. Hello, somebody. It's the host of Inside the Trenches podcast, Marlon Big Favorite. Did you know Small Sliders had an app? You can go to your Google Play Store or your Apple Store right now, download the Small Sliders app in Marrero, and order your food right now. You want to get a number 2? Well, slide through 1635 Barataria Boulevard in Marrero. Small Sliders.
Well, that's right, baby. Welcome back to Inside the Trenches. It's your host, Marlon Big Favorite. We live here at Small Sliders, 1635 Barataria Boulevard in Montero. Man, we just finished talking about, we just went around the league basically, just chiming in on, we're about to go around the league. If y'all are just tuning in, we were talking about the Saints and the 49ers recapping that game, all the highs and the lows. So if y'all still want to chime in about that, feel free to call us, 800-998-1003. Hey, and remember this, if you are driving in your whip right now, you're about to hop out of your car, no big deal. You can slide on over to the New Orleans Talk Network deal. We're live right now on our YouTube, so you can continue to chime into the show. Feel free to comment and still ask your questions here.
Yep, we'll get them.
We have Kenzie over there on the live right now, so she can respond to some of your questions or let me know what y'all are asking. And, we got Keelan here on the ones and twos, and of course our producer, slash co-host Tarek Jones, also known as Recite over here at New Orleans Talk Network, the man who runs all the stuff behind the scenes. Watched a lot of NFL football this weekend, and more than likely going to chime in a good bit on some of these
Filling
things.
in for Joel Realty.
Yeah, the Joel Realty. Joe's listening to us right now. He would have been here with us, y'all, but as you guys know, there's tons of construction going on in the city. Not just, the main one that held him up was the one on the bridge. I mean, it was at a standstill. He was going to probably just be getting here, but Joe got caught up in traffic, but he may call in a little later. But if not, he got some stuff he wanted to update us with in the real estate world.
Big shoes to fill, but I try my best, Joe. I got you.
You got it, big timer. So let's look at a few scores, a couple comments. Let's go Denver 27, Green Bay 2. This is according to ESPN.com. There were plenty of surprise people in and around this Broncos game. Coach Payton didn't officially name Bo Nix the team starter, but I'm going to go ahead and say this. Bo Nix had himself an excellent game. I thought that for the most part, he showed his experience, A. B, he definitely – and we do understand that about experience, right? With the whole experience bomb, Bo Nix played 2 years at Auburn. 3 years at Auburn, played 2 years at Oregon. So the experience for sure is there for him. But for Coach Payton, is this still like one of those years? Does he still have what I'm saying is, do y'all think he can get this thing going in the next 2 years? Well, through a guy like Bo Nix, I think it is very possible for that very reason. A couple other notes from that game. The Packers were only definitely the Packers, they didn't play all of their guys as we can expect. We expected that. But without 22 of their starters, it was really hard to see what was actually going down. But 7th-round rookie, Michael Pratt, shouts out to Michael Pratt. He did get some playing, but he has struggled as well, including losing a fumble, sack in the 3rd quarter. So, just a couple things to look at from that game. It's one of the biggest deals. We have a call on the line.
Yes, we do. Call, are you there? While we working on getting a call online, Fave, I really
Hello?
What you got? I can hear a little bit.
Hey, guys.
What's up? Who we got on the small slider sideline?
This CL.
A friend of the show, CL Nola. What's happening, CL, baby?
I'm doing lovely, fellas. I'm doing lovely. Just great for the head of season kickoff. There's a million things I could speak of, but y'all tell me what y'all want here.
Well, right now we're going around the league. We just wrapped up the Broncos loss. The Broncos went over Green Bay 27-2. Bo Nix looked pretty good in that game, but we talked about the Saints and the 49ers, and that's pretty much what we've been asking people to chime in on the entire show, their thoughts on the Saints' performance. And being here on ESPN.com, I'm looking at this, and the next team that scroll up is the team we talked about the last 2 segments, and that's the Saints. You care to chime in on them or anybody else?
Yeah, obviously we all love the Saints, and we all had waited breath to see what would happen on the 2nd week of preseason. I was happy to see the continuity growing with the offensive line. Of course, them playing longer into the 2nd quarter and not just getting 1 or 2 series. I know we have a lot of eyes on Penny. I think he did better this week. Unfortunately, we took an injury with Sinclair from Tulane at the backup center position. But for the most part, I thought we did pretty good.
Yeah.
I do understand that we played against guys that's battling for a team, guys that battling for roster spots. But at the end of the day, you can only ball who's in front of.
I mean, that's pretty much it. I mean, look, it wasn't a horrible loss. All 3 groups played. I mean, I think that does matter. The next game just so happened to be a game, well, you probably like both of these teams. The Cowboys beat Vegas 27-12. According to ESPN, this wasn't a dress rehearsal for the Cowboys because almost all of their starters were spectators of this, so they didn't really play.
Right.
But they were able to get a long look at the projected left tackle first rounder Tyler Godwyn for the first half. I mean, we remember during the pre-draft, this kid was somebody we figured was going to do exceptionally well in this league.
Definitely, and to know that there's a lot of NFL insiders. I would love to say that I'm one of them, but it's a beautiful situation for the Raiders because I've said before that that's the people that I see paying Dak $60 million a year to play football next year.
Who you say?
The Raiders will pay Dak $60 million next year to play football next year.
So Jerry not gonna pay him the $60 million. The Raiders gonna do it?
Nah. Jerry didn't want to give them the first contract.
Nah, you got a point. All right, well, in the case of Oakland, with this show being inside the trenches, one of the most prolific pass rushers in the league right now is Max Crosby. He's somebody, in my opinion, when you look at the Oakland Raiders, whether it's Gardner Minshew, which I think they just named him the starter, I don't know, whomever it may be with the Raiders, he's somebody that does give them a big up defensively. I mean, I think he really is the catalyst of that defense. I think he's somebody that really makes the team play up.
Well, I nicknamed him unblockable because I haven't seen him be blocked by one man in the past 2 years. And I think a lot of us as NFL fans have forgot that Christian Wilkerson signed at D tackle for the Raiders. So the combination of Wilkerson and Mr. Unblockable, the Raiders are going to get after the quarterback.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Another game I want to look at, I was able to watch this weekend, was Miami versus Washington. Washington did lose 13-6, but when you look at that game, Tua Tagovailoa for the most part looked pretty sharp. He was able to hit River Craft for a 13-yard touchdown. You had Skylar Thomason, I thought, played exceptionally well. He was 8 for 15, 61 yards. He looked pretty good, but you know who all we care about in our mind should have been the number 1 pick overall, Jaden Daniels. Man, our boy Jaden went out there, looked pretty smooth. He completed 10 out of 12 passes for 78 yards. I mean, look, we're going to talk fantasy football in the second hour, but I'm letting our listeners know right now that's going to be my quarterback.
Well, once again, we're waiting. We were sitting with bated breath to see how Mr. Daniels would do, and he has yet to unimpress us just yet. Just the smoothness, the ready for the moment, the silkiness when he takes off the run. But I would like to bring attention to the running game of Washington with Mr. Brian Robinson, as well as 30 coming from coming from Los Angeles. Ezekiel. Oh God.
What are you talking
30,
about?
The running back.
Oh,
so they have a combination at
Eckler.
running back to
Austin
help
Eckler.
Out a young Jalen, which obviously he has Scary Terry and a few weapons on the outside. So I think Washington is definitely on a come up.
Scary Terry. And they say McCaffrey been looking pretty good in camp too. So they got weapons. You got your tight end, so it's all good. Now, as we wrap this segment, I got to talk about this game. The Chiefs versus the Lions. The Lions got a little snug about get their little Super Bowl in, right, with the preseason. They did win 24-23. Hendon Hook returned to the field as a starter in the second half in this game. You had Nate Shuttlefield had 14 for 27, 196 yards and a touchdown. He did throw an interception, but the thing that got me, CL, did you see the behind-the-back pass to Patrick Mahomes through I think that was Xavier Worthy.
Not only did I see it, and just to help you out there, it was a behind-the-back pass, almost shuffle pass to the tight end, Kelsey.
It was Kelsey, yeah.
Maybe that'd be the only guy that they would trust to actually run that play. It wasn't even the best pass, but Kelsey, of course, is phenomenal in catching the football. Of course, Mahomes looks like Mahomes, but the surprising thing about that game is when Carson Wentz got in that second half and he started dropping deep ball dimes to their new guys going deep, like your first-round pick out of Texas. So, once again, as much as we want to give credit to Mahomes and Kelsey, let's not only forget that the coach is a Super Bowl coach as well as a prolific offensive coordinator.
Oh, so much to look forward to with that Kansas City team. I can't wait for week 3, and we're definitely going to preview that at the end of the show. Man, CL, thank you so much for calling in, man. We're up against the clock. We're going to take a quick commercial break. Y'all don't go anywhere. When we come back, baby, we're talking about them LSU Tigers. It's Inside the Trenches right here on ESPN New Orleans.
Hello, somebody. It's your boy Marlon, Big Favorite. And when I'm hungry, I like to make my way to Small Sliders, 1635 Barataria Boulevard, Marrero, Louisiana. Simple on purpose. When I tell you their burgers are delicious, have some great sauce on them, I'm telling you, when you're just hungry and just need to grab a quick bite, this is the perfect place for you. Small Sliders. The customer service is nice. It's somewhere you can bring the family, hang out and chill, enjoy the atmosphere. Now I'm a big boy, so when I like to take my Small Sliders, I like to get the biggest smalls. Double patties, bacon, cheese, you name it. Just a delicious burger. And I like to top it off with my favorite, the cookies and cream milkshake. There are 3 delicious flavors: milkshake, chocolate, vanilla, and cookies and cream. Small Sliders. Simple on purpose. Y'all come on and slide through, baby. And let them know that you heard about them on Inside the Trenches. with your boy Marlon, Big Favorite. Watch out there now.
Now New Orleans has a choice. Download the New Orleans Talk Network app for your mobile device or listen at www.neworleanstalknetwork.com.
Are you a student athlete looking to take your career to the next level? Look no further than Conquer Sports Pros. That's right, Conquer Sports Pros. Our team of experts will get you guys on the right path to your student athlete journey in life. That's right, we have every position in football you need, and we also help out with other sports. At Conquer Sports Pros, you have everything from a list of consultation, training, and also media training. Yeah, that's right, when you take your career to the next level, play college and hopefully pro, you'll get lots of interviews. Call Conquer Sports Pros today. You can reach them at 504-319-6672 or visit marlonfavorite.com for more information. Hello, somebody. Are you looking for your dream home? Well, if that's the case, you need to contact Joe Picolo at Godwyn Realty, right here in New Orleans. Joe can put you in your dream home right away. Joe Picolo and the folks over at Godwyn Realty put you in the house that you need. Even if you're looking to invest in some property, they'll do an excellent job with that as well. Contact Joe today at 504-251-8341. Again, that phone number is 504-251-8341. And also contact Joel at joel.godwynrealty.com. No need to dream anymore. Godwyn Realty will put you in the dream house of your reality. Hello, somebody. Hello, somebody. It's the host of Inside the Trenches podcast, Marlon, Big Favorite. Did you know Small Sliders had an app? You can go to your Google Play Store or your Apple Store right now, download the Small Sliders app in Marrero, and order your food right now. You want to get a number 2? Well, slide through. 1635 Barataria. Welcome back, baby. It is Inside the Trenches, and man, time flies when you're having yourself a good time. And hey, it's preseason, it's football, baby. Everybody excited about that, and that I know you guys are. We want to take this time to thank our sponsors for the show. We want to thank Godwyn Realty. My man Joe will usually be here giving us some tidbits on housing, but he got caught up in some traffic. But we want to thank Godwyn Realty for all that they do for the show, along with my main man Alberto over there at Montero Motors, 1512 North Causeway Boulevard. If you guys are, excuse me, did I say Causeway? I did it the right way. It's Monday, y'all, right? If y'all are looking for a really nice used car, truck, pickup truck, whatever it is you're looking for, 2-seaters, just you and your little boo, whatever the story may be, remember you can hit up my main man Alberto at 1512 North Causeway Boulevard. And hey, here's the kick about Alberto, right? We have what's called Marlon Monday, and I'm honored. It was Alberto was like, man, you know what, Favy, we know people need vehicles, but sometimes they're just a few dollars short. Sometimes that amount might be $500. Well, your boy got you with the Marlon money, $500 down on a used vehicle at his used car lot. Some of the, in my opinion, everything he puts up there is nice. I've seen like BMWs. I've seen him some Benzes on the lots, Lexuses, your typical Fords. I've seen some Rams, some Toyotas. Alberto got it all. Be sure to holler at him. Well, I would be remiss if I didn't do a wrap-up on the Tigers, and I'm super blessed because I have a good friend of mine, Terrell Wells. Terrell Wells. He's one of the beat writers at the Boost Sports. They do constant updates of what's going on with the Tigers. So he sent me over text messages all the time. Now, next week I'll be fortunate enough to head on out to LSU to get a look at the scrimmage myself, but it's just good reports coming from the school. I know Coach Kelly chimed in on the team. He didn't spend a lot of time talking about the offense. He did mention that you will get some running from the offense for the most part, a lot of running, and that makes sense if you look at that group, right? That group is built to have, when your number one group is the offensive line, you're going to run the ball more. Now, it may not just be about running the ball, right? When you run like that, here's one of the keys to football, right? When you run the ball effectively, should I say it like that, it opens up the passing game. What's one of the strong parts? What's probably the second, maybe third strong part on this offense? The receiving core, right? You got Kyrie Lacey, you have Xavion Thomas, you have Mason Taylor at tight end. So a guy like Gary Nussmeier, and as my man Terrell mentioned, Terrell mentioned, he looks sharp at the quarterback position, in control of the offense. Well, backups A.J. Swine and Ricky Collins look the same. You know, Chris Hilton left practice, had a minor ankle injury, but Brian Kelly said that is with nothing serious. So it's a lot to look forward to, right? The team is getting ready to start prepping for USC. We got the remainder this week, and then it's the week of the game. So I'm pretty sure the scrimmage that they had Saturday was just to get that last look and, you know, just fine-tuning this group. So, I mean, that's pretty much the long story short on what looks like good on this offense. You got a guy like John Emery. He's back. John Emery is the only player left from that national championship 2019 team. He's the only player left, right? So you have all that experience, that winning tradition, right? That's what he brings. He brings that winning tradition. He's not only had an opportunity to go through all the ups and downs. Going through obstacles sometimes is beneficial, right? But you're looking at somebody who, in my opinion, he knows what it feels like to be undefeated. He knows what it feels like to play in a national championship game. Josh Williams, another running back. We all hear about Caleb Jackson and how he's just a force to reckon with. You know, we see the highlights. Shouts out to LSU. They do a good job of putting up the highlights from the scrimmage and basically keeping us in the loop of the strengths of the team. Now, from a defensive standpoint, they continue to show steady improvement. The Tigers will need to remain consistent on that side of the ball to avoid giving up the big play. The linebackers and edge rushers will be the strength of this team. I couldn't help but agree with Terrell on that one. We saw the type of player Harold Perkins was his freshman year, and even on a down year, he still made big plays for us. We didn't use him correctly in that down year, but he still was able to maximize the opportunities he did have to make interceptions, big sacks, you know, make some good coverages, some pass breakups. And I get it. You got to look at it. He's up for the preseason award for the best linebacker in the country. So he's still, even in that second year, how they said Perk put in that work. But overall on the defense, and I mentioned this earlier on Gus Show for those who listen to us on the Sports Hangover, we were able to defensively bring in the right ingredients for coaching. We were able to do that. We were able to bring in a Coach Bo Davis, who's a guru when it comes to developing defensive tackles and developing and help create and mold and create first rounders. Kevin Peoples, who's done an excellent job at Tulane in Missouri at creating edge rushers. One of the few of the players that we've trained worked with Coach People. One in particular is my homie Nick. You look at how, from a secondary standpoint, that was the young group last year. They were steady, but now they have another guru and DB coach, Corey Raymond. Defensive coordinator, Brian Baker. So these are the things, Blake Baker. These are the young, energetic defensive coordinator with an open mind. These are the advantages on defense for them. Of course, there are big question marks about LSU and their defensive front. And we sucked last year, bro. That Ole Miss game was horrible. We can't look over that. We can't forget about that experience, right? But now that you put the right coaching in place, you have Coach Kelly saying, hey, when I first got here, Jacoby and Guillory wasn't a good football player. I mean, to be honest with you, he had a lot of work to do. But eventually, getting coached up, he's better now, and he's going to be a force to reckon with this year. Like, when Coach Kelly starts speaking that way about guys on his defensive line, I wonder what happened. Well, you got coached up this spring. You made them improvements to be a potential top-tier defensive interior lineman in the SEC next year. A lot goes into coaching, y'all. But skill position looks good. Best offensive line in the country. Best linebacker in the country. From the secondary, you got guys like Ashton Stamps got some really good playing time. Backside of him, Sage Ryan, rotating in P.J. Woodland. You know, from the safety position, they're continuing to develop and get guys back there that work for the team. And that's really what it all boils down to for the Tigers. You know, you look at this schedule and you tell yourself, yeah, man, we may have some struggles against Ole Miss, because their running game is good. Well, we basing that off. We're basing how good their running game is off of how bad we were last year. I do think now that we have a better core of leadership, this team can make a lot of noise. They can do some of the things that we really appreciate. But, Key, I'm going to have my chance to see this weekend. This Saturday I'm going out to our alumni practice. Coach Kelly, this is going to be his second year inviting the alumni to come out there. We got to get there like 8 o'clock in the morning. And, sure, I come through. And, you know, we're going to observe the game, the practice, and then after Coach Kelly's going to talk to us and then open the floor for questions, and we have lunch. It's a really good ordeal, I think, for and I can't wait to talk to y'all next Monday. Right here at Small Sliders, I can't wait to recap what I saw at practice in person. But it's based off of research. Checking out TigerBait.com. Shout out to our people over there. Going to the LSU website, 247.com. I was a special guest on LSU Odyssey a few days ago, and in my opinion, the videos that they've been dropping, I like what I see. I like how hard Caleb Jackson run. I like how sharp John Emery looks. I like how the entire quarterback room looks sharpened. It's so much to look forward to. So y'all guys, feel free to give us a call. Again, that number is 800-998-10. 800-998-1003. I was about to give y'all like 5 zeros, right? Or y'all can come out here and, like our folks, hang out, come eat with us right here at Small Sliders. We are out here. We are out here enjoying the breeze. Earlier it was what? What's up? Hello, somebody. Earlier it was about 94 degrees, right? But now it's like it's not 95 degrees. It's more like a cool 80, right? It's like maybe a cool 80 degrees. And in my opinion, it's a great place to come grab you a quick bite to eat. So come join us here at Small Sliders, 1635 Barataria Boulevard in Marrero. Well, we got a whole nother hour inside the trenches coming up here. We got to talk fantasy football. We're going to take a look at these rookie quarterbacks. Who performed the best? We're going to check that out as well. So much more we're going to dive into. It's Inside the Trenches right here on ESPN New Orleans. Let's groove this thing on out, baby. Hello.
Hello, somebody. It's your boy Marlon, Big Favorite. And when I'm hungry, I like to make my way to Small Sliders. 1635 Barataria Boulevard, Marrero, Louisiana. Simple on purpose. When I tell you their burgers are delicious, have some great sauce on them, I'm telling you, when you're just hungry and just need to grab a quick bite, this is the perfect place for you. Small Sliders. The customer service is nice. It's somewhere you can bring the family, hang out and chill, enjoy the atmosphere. Now I'm a big boy, so when I like to take my Small Sliders, I like to get the biggest smalls. Double patties, bacon, cheese, you name it. Just a delicious burger. And I like to top it off with my favorite, the cookies and cream milkshake. There are 3 delicious flavors: milkshake, chocolate, vanilla, and cookies and cream. Small sliders. Simple on purpose. Y'all come on and slide through, baby. And let them know that you heard about them on Inside the Trenches with your boy Marlon Big Favorite. Watch out there now.
Now New Orleans has a choice. Download the New Orleans Talk Network app for your mobile device or listen at www.neworleanstalknetwork.com.
Are you a student athlete looking to take your career to the next level? Look no further than Conquer Sports Pros. That's right, Conquer Sports Pros. Our team of experts will get you guys on the right path to your student athlete journey in life. That's right, we have every position in football you need, and we also help out with other sports. At Conquer Sports Pros, you have everything from a list of consultation, training, and also media training. Yeah, that's right, when you take your career to the next level, play college and hopefully pro, you'll get lots of interviews. Call Conquer Sports Pros today. You can reach them at 504-319-6672 or visit marlonfavorite.com for more information. Hello, somebody. Are you looking for your dream home? Well, if that's the case, you need to contact Joe Picolo at Godwyn Realty, right here in New Orleans. Joe can put you in your dream home right away. Joe Picolo and the folks over at Godwyn Realty put you in the house that you need. Even if you're looking to invest in some property, they'll do an excellent job with that as well. Contact Joe today at 504-251-8341. Again, that phone number is 504-251-8341. And also contact Joel at joel.godwynrealty.com. No need to dream anymore. Godwyn Realty will put you in the dream house of your reality. Hello, somebody. Hello, somebody. It's the host of Inside the Trenches podcast, Marlon Big Favorite. Did you know Small Sliders had an app? You can go to your Google Play Store or your Apple Store right now, download the Small Sliders app in Marrero, and order your food right now. You want to get a number 2? Well, slide through 1635 Barataria Boulevard in Marrero. Small Sliders, simple on purpose.
Step Construction is here for you with a brand new offer. We now provide affordable storage sheds. Stop wasting your money on overpriced storage units and portable containers. Step Construction can provide you with a custom shed that will fit your budget and storage needs. So contact Step Construction today at 504-340-5809 for your own personal quote. Let us help you take the next step at Step Construction.
Listen up. Your customers, our listeners, could be hearing about your business right now. Yeah, right now. Don't miss out on the opportunity to advertise with NewOrleansTalkNetwork.com. Call our business department today at 504-475-4793 to hear about our great rates. NewOrleansTalkNetwork.com. We provide the people, you provide the business.
Hello, somebody. It's Marlon Big Favorite with Inside the Trenches podcast. Do you need a quick car wash? Well, if that's a yes, you need to visit Crown Car Wash, 1336. Welcome back. It's Inside the Trenches. It's your host, Marlon Big Favorite, and it's hour 2, baby. That's right, we represent here at Small Sliders, 1635 Barataria Boulevard, Marrero, Louisiana. That's right, we are representing. So in hour 1, we had so much to talk about. We had to recap the Saints game. I know our sports listeners, the folks who listen to ESPN all day, probably remember talking about that. And, you know, we just really wanted to talk to you guys about some of the major pieces of that Saints game. One of the main things that we talked about was the quarterback room, right? And how the quarterback room is coming together in a really good way. Secondly, another thing we talked about outside of the quarterback room also was how well the defensive line looked. Man, the D-line is just really on and popping. So y'all feel free, if y'all still want to talk about the Saints, feel free to chime in. 800-998-1003. Chime in and make y'all comments. What I want to open this segment up about was the quarterbacks, the rookie quarterbacks this past weekend. One thing that we talked about this past offseason was Caleb Williams, and we feel like Jaden Daniels should be number one. Drake May is overrated. It's all kind of comments we had based off of looking at these guys. Well, CBS Sports, was talking about how the guys rated out this weekend. They gave their bells and whistles, right? Their number one rated guy this past weekend was Caleb Williams, right? To my surprise, right? 170 yards. He comped out at 50%. The most important thing for him, no interceptions, no major MQs, right? Or miscues, should I say. One of the things that really caught my attention was a play where he caught Roma Doozy down the sideline on a pretty spiral pass, and then later on caught him for a touchdown. I mean, this kid does have all the upside that we talked about, right? We constantly talked about, Caleb Williams, he's gonna take him time to develop. Man, right now, I'm gonna be real with y'all. The Bears do appear to be the smartest guy in the room. I mean, to be quite frank, it just is what it is, because everything that they spoke about preseason. Now, again, we're still in preseason, but I'm talking about in the offseason. They built the right pieces around him. I think him and Rome Odunze is a good young combination. They have that right age, right? Not too old, but not too young, with DJ Moore and Keenan Allen. Keenan Allen, I want to say, is 30, right? He has, 8-9 years experience. DJ Moore, I think he's like 26, 27. So you bring in young talent around young talent. The defense looks good. I mean, Jalen Johnson, he's a lockdown corner. I mean, you even hear Keelan Allen talking about it at practice, like, man, this dude is a problem. He is. He's just, man, I can't catch nothing on him. So, hey, man, look, Ryan Poole and Coach Eberflores is doing it. Sorry, Coach, I butchered your last name, but you get the drift. The Bears are churning in the right direction. Now, number two, and there's no particular draft order or anything like that, but the number two performer, according to them, was Jaden Daniels. Now, Jaden had a higher comp, right, at 80%. He threw for 112 yards. 123 yards. Daniel averaged 11 yards in the air in last week's preseason game against the Jets, right? His encounter performance saw that figure dip 4.7 air yards per pass, but we saw a lot of versatility. Him getting the receiver the ball quickly. We saw him run the ball. We've seen him running in for a touchdown. Jaden Daniels is going to be Jaden Daniels, and that's why I'm drafting him as my fantasy quarterback. I can't wait to talk fantasy with y'all next segment. But for the most part, y'all get it. That's what it's all boiling down to now with these guys performing. Hey, something we talked about, guys. Bo Nix. Sean Payton said it when he drafted him. Bo Nix was going to be him. Bo Nix threw for 2 touchdown passes, had 205 yards now, and a 7.6 comp rate. Now, a lot of people wondering why he isn't the number one performer. I think they're probably just looking at their overall performances, like the things that they've done in the game. Nick roughly had half of the drop back of his passes than prior last week, but it was enough to highly in an efficient way being able to do what he did effectively and efficiently, right? That was important. Nick's ceiling may not be as high as most people think in his class, But, his ceiling may not be as high as some of the guys in his class, but I think his ceiling is just as high. Not higher, but just as high. And it's just the athletic ability of Caleb Williams and Jaden Daniels. But so far in the preseason, now I want y'all to hear this out, even my folks, shouts out to our folks hanging out here with us live here at Small Sliders. But this is still preseason, but for some young guys, this is cool. Denver is comfortable administering by, putting all the pieces around him, doing what they have to do to get him in the right position that he needs to be in. Now, Drake he had 66 yards. He had a 57 completion rate. Think he's going to be okay. I do think it's a legit, true QB challenge, and that's just me. Michael Penix, he didn't play. JJ, of course, he didn't play. So, I would like to hear from y'all if y'all checked out some of the games. Y'all can also hit me up on X at BigFave504. Remember, we're on the New Orleans Talk Network YouTube channel. Y'all can chime on to that YouTube channel and feel free to discuss what is crackulating in the NFL football with these youngsters cracking into the NFL football rotation. Now, speaking of quarterbacks, I want to talk about the performance of Russell Wilson and Justin Fields. Thinking back to the decision of Chicago, I think that was an exceptional job by making sure that they got value for Justin Fields, but Caleb Williams going that route was the better deal. I still think that Pittsburgh is in the best position in their quarterback room since Ben Roethlisberger. Like, this is the best they've been, and it has a lot to do with Mike Tomlin's 10-win record deal changing around. It's a big, big difference. So, still a good decision by the Steelers, no doubt. Secondly, when you look around the NFL at certain teams, I know we talked about Brock Purdy and how he played, but it's also important to look at Kyler Murray and what he has over there with Marvin Harrison Jr. I do think that duo is going to be something special. But if you some folks, we're going to kind of tease a little bit of fantasy, I would definitely look into Caleb Williams and Jaden Daniels, because I think those youngsters are going to be hitting their high-end receivers as much as possible. See, I told y'all earlier about Scary Terry McLaurin, top receiver over there. Luke McCaffrey looked like he's going to be a young threat. You add in some key pieces. I think Brian Robinson is going to be that run horse he needs. I wouldn't be surprised if one of those two guys wouldn't make Rookie of the Year. It is very possible. But as promised, y'all, for our next segment, we're going to talk a little fantasy football. I'm going to put a little cheat sheet out there. I've been doing a little more research because I'm going to be honest with y'all. I won't win this year. I had a light experience. I came in second place 2 years ago, and that felt good. I want to know how it feels to come in first place. So I want y'all to experience the same things, so y'all definitely stick around as we talk fantasy football next. And also, y'all, don't forget now, we still chiming in. You can call in 800-998-1003. What you thought about the Saints' performance? I thought that 95-yard drive was big. When you're looking at this Saints team and going into the season, chime in about some of your concerns or some of the things that you saw in that particular game. I can't wait to get feedback from you guys and hear what you have to say. But that was definitely hella rookie, right? I wanted to just this past week, obviously we didn't see Michael Penix, and unfortunately for the Vikings, and the kid looked like he was gonna have so much potential. And J.J. McCarthy, he unfortunately got hurt and is going to be out for the season. So it's just so much to look forward to this football season. But, yeah, baby, it is Inside the Trenches. It's your host, Marlon, Big Fave Favorite. And we live right now, baby, on New Orleans Talk Network on YouTube. Y'all can chime in on there. And, of course, right now on y'all's Radio, Inside the Trenches is on ESPN New Orleans 100.3. And remember, y'all, don't forget to go to ESPN 1003.com, and check out our on-air app. We'll be back to talk a little fantasy, baby. Hello.
Hello, somebody. It's your boy Marlon, Big Favorite. And when I'm hungry, I like to make my way to Small Sliders, 1635 Barataria Boulevard, Marrero, Louisiana. Simple on purpose. When I tell you their burgers are delicious, have some great sauce on them, I'm telling you, when you're just hungry and just need to grab a quick bite, this is the perfect place for you. Small Sliders. The customer service is nice. It's somewhere you can bring the family, hang out and chill, enjoy the atmosphere. Now I'm a big boy, so when I like to take my Small Sliders, I like to get the biggest smalls. Double patties, bacon, cheese, you name it. Just a delicious burger. And I like to top it off with my favorite, the cookies and cream milkshake. There are 3 delicious flavors: milkshake, chocolate, vanilla, and cookies and cream. Small Sliders. Simple on purpose. Y'all come on and slide through, baby. And let them know that you heard about them on Inside the Trenches with your boy Marlon, Big Favorite. Watch out there now.
Now New Orleans has a choice. Download the New Orleans Talk Network app for your mobile device or listen at www.neworleanstalknetwork.com.
Are you a student athlete looking to take your career to the next level? Look no further than Conquer Sports Pros. That's right, Conquer Sports Pros. Our team of experts will get you guys on the right path to your student athlete journey in life. That's right, we have every position in football you need, and we also help out with other sports. At Conquer Sports Pros, you have everything from a list of consultation, training, and also media training. Yeah, that's right. When you take your career to the next level, play college and hopefully pro, you'll get lots of interviews. Call Conquer Sports Pros today. You can reach them at 504-319-6672 or visit marlonfavorite.com for more information. Hello, somebody. Are you looking for your dream home? Well, if that's the case, you need to contact Joe Picolo at Godwyn Realty, right here in New Orleans. Joe can put you in your dream home right away. Joe Picolo and the folks over at Godwyn Realty put you in the house that you need. Even if you're looking to invest in some property, they'll do an excellent job with that as well. Contact Joe today at 504-251-8341. Again, that phone number is 504-251-8341. And also contact Joel at joel.godwynrealty.com. No need to dream anymore. Godwyn Realty will put you in the dream house of your reality. Hello, somebody.
Hello, somebody. It's the host of Inside the Trenches podcast, Marlon, Big Favorite. Did you know Small Sliders had an app? You can go to your Google Play Store or your Apple Store right now, download the Small Sliders app in Marrero, and order your food right now. You want to get a number 2? Well, slide through. 1635 Barataria Boulevard in Marrero. Small Sliders. Simple on purpose.
Baby, it's Inside the Trenches. It's your host, Marlon, Big Favorite. And as promised, we're going to talk a little fantasy football. And remember, y'all, if y'all looking for a house, you're looking to sell your house, you're looking to invest in commercial real estate, buy land, whatever the case may be, hit my man Joel up, Joel at GodwynRealty.com. He going to hook you up, baby. He got the hook up. Holla if you him. And that's for sure. And as I mentioned before, you don't want to get a brand new vehicle. Right now, the way things is, inflation, you just need a reliable set of wheels to get you to point A, point B. You might have some cash money taking over for the 99-2000 cash on you. That's fine, baby. If that's the case, make your way on over to Montero Motors and my man Alberto. Hook you up. Remember, I got that Marlon money for you, $500 on your next used vehicle. Visit Alberto at 1512 North Causeway Boulevard in Metairie. Now, as promised, we're going to talk a little fantasy football here. I told you I was going to hook y'all up. Now, this is coming from a guy I would consider myself, and I don't know about my folks over here on my production team, I would consider myself a veteran fantasy player now. I've been in the game now since 2017. So, yeah, that's some years. So, all right. In recent years, I kind of switched up my style a little, right? We a little squid. I had to hit a little bit of my small slide of cola here. I switched up my style, right? Unless I feel like I drafted Patrick Mahomes with my first pick in past years. Right, just get the best quarterback. But what I learned is getting that top running back or getting that top wide receiver is the best route to go. You don't have to jump after the best quarterback right away. 9 out of 10 chances he's going to be there. So I went to Fantasy Pros and kind of looked at what they did, and they had a similar structure to what I planned on doing this year. So my first tier of drafting, I'm going Christian McCaffrey. If where I draft, he's already gone, I'm going like Bryce Hall. If Bryce Hall's gone, and I've said this on the show before, and I'll say it again, I'm going Bijan Robinson from Atlanta. Those are my top 3 fantasy guys right now. Those are my 3 guys, right? When you start looking at wide receivers, right? Looking, y'all, and I'll ask Ock this. Just pick a random person over here. You don't have to grab a mic or anything, Ock. Right now, who's probably the most ticked off quarterback in the NFL? If you would take an educated guess. Like mad. He's mad because, and look, Terry, I think Terry grabbed the mic. He might know. Who's mad right now?
I think Russell Wilson.
I think Russell's in a happy space because, I mean, he's owed so much money from Denver, and he's going to be the starter for Pittsburgh, so he's in a happy place. Plus, his wife is Sierra, so I think he's good. Okay, the quarterback is in the NFC East. They have the Washington Commanders in the East. You have the Dallas Cowboys. You have the Giants in the East. And you also have the Philadelphia Eagles. I think Daniel Jones is pretty happy. He got one of the best wide receivers in the league.
The Eagles probably.
I think Jalen Hurts is pretty happy.
You think so?
Yeah, he got Slim Reaper.
So you saying Dallas did?
I think Dak Prescott is ticked off.
You think he ticked off?
I think I'm going to draft CeeDee Lamb first because Dak is going to play so ticked off, he's going to throw 5,000 yards.
I think a big favor. I think he happy because Zeke back.
All right, for our listeners, don't pay no mind to Tarek. Listen, y'all, just go to Ghetto Gronk on Instagram, and you're going to see what Tarek talking about with Dak. I tell you, this crew play way too much. Yeah, so I'm going to keep telling CeeDee Lamb, second Tyreek Hill, fourth Jamar Chase, fifth I would go Justin Jefferson. Now, most people would say fifth for Justin Jefferson, he's one of the top receivers. But who's going to be his quarterback? I would probably have him in that same spot because he was going to have a rookie quarterback until J.J. McCarthy got hurt. So now he got Sam Darnold. Yeah, I mean, if he's there in my tier 2 of draft that I'm getting him, shouts out to St. Rose, my little brother Justin. Okay. Then you start getting into receivers like Amari St. Brown. For our listeners, A.J. Brown is always, because I don't think Jalen Hurts is mad at all. I mean, you got two arguably two of the best wide receivers on your team already. Like, most people got one of the guys. Like, A.J. Brown, top receiver. Devontae Smith, top receiver. Right? Now, with the case of Aaron Rodgers, y'all, you still have Garrett Wilson out there at the Jets. If he's there, I would mess with him before Puka Nakua, who, if he's still there, like in my third round of drafting, then I'll look after like him and maybe a Derrick Henry. Derrick Henry, again, in previous years, he would usually be the running back you go get right away. And in previous years, Lamar Jackson would be the quarterback you go get. But I think those two butt heads. I think you're looking at a 50-50 team now. Lamar's going to run, but he's not going to run like he used to. So I wouldn't have that be the first quarterback I go get. Now, naturally, who are the first quarterbacks we go get? So, I mean, it still is the same guys, and y'all can chime in on this as well, 800-998-1003. We're talking fantasy football. Who you drafting first? You're going running back, quarterback, wide receiver, and then you're drafting who do you plan on getting? Now, in terms of quarterbacks, if I say who are the top 5 quarterbacks to go after, number 1 will always be Patrick Mahomes. I mean, that just is what it is. Number 2, we did wide receivers. That's some of the first one. That's why I was talking about Puka and all of them dudes. But now we're talking about drafting quarterbacks, right? I would go wide receiver, quarterback.
My number 1 pick for quarterback this year will be Tua Tagovailoa. He has too many weapons in Miami. Favor a lot of speed, a lot of touchdowns. You can consider them to be the most explosive offense in the league.
I would get C.J. Stroud before I get him. Now, they do have the most.
Y'all call and help me out, who that's. Let me know.
Yeah. Chris Olave is probably the only Saint that I'll draft. I'm going to be real with you. For the Saints, and look, I love our Saints dearly, but Chris Olave will probably be like my wide receiver 3 if he's still there. And I would draft the Saints defense. Like late, I would, mess with defenses later on in the draft. But Tarek, I would give Tua a 5 slot.
That's fair, given that offense.
Because you still have, unfortunately, for Tua, you still have Joe Burrow out there. You still have Lamar Jackson. You still have Patrick Mahomes. You still have Josh Allen. You still have Dak Prescott. Now, I could take Josh Allen out, slide Tua in, and then keep Dak Prescott. Because we're talking fantasy points here. So
I hate to go against Joe Burrow, Mr. Joe Cool, my favorite quarterback in the league, next to Patrick Mahomes, because that's LSU born right there. That's LSU boy. But I love Joe Cool, man. I'm not going to argue with you about the Joe Cool, but I have to just say that Miami offense looks so explosive. They scary, Fave.
Yeah, they're scary. And like I said, Tyreek, I probably wouldn't put too much of vested interest into Jalen Waddle, because you do still have Odell Beckham. You still have some guys that could be productive. But when I'm talking the first few, because we're trying to win here. Now, in the case of the tight ends, I think Dalton Kincaid from Buffalo is going to be – if he's there first, I'm getting him. Now, they got some other really good options. I do think Kyle Pitts from Atlanta is a pretty decent option. I think that –
What about Kettle?
Of course, you're George Kittle, Travis Kelce. Those are, but like when you start thinking of guys that sleepers, you know what I'm saying? Those are some guys you really should pay attention to. Speaking of sleepers, and if y'all just tuning in before we wrap this segment, we're just kind of chiming in on some of the fantasy players we think would be good to draft. Hey, look, some of y'all's fantasy league, you win 1,000. Some you win 500. Some of y'all in some fantasy leagues where it's 10,000. My whole thing is bang for your buck, draft smart, always think bench, right? Some other sleepers, Khalil Herbert, right, from Chicago. We don't, how much Swift is going to be his guy, but they may have a rotation of guys. This is Yahoo Sports, right? Jerome Ford from Cleveland. There's a couple of guys to kind of keep your eye on. Even in Dallas, like Terry was joking about Dak, but he's not a guy to draft early, but like a guy like Rico Donald. I'm sorry for butchering your name too, young man. He'll be there. Jared Goff is a sleeper. DeMario Pierce from Houston. So there's a couple of guys later on that I'm talking about that you could draft. But for your hitters off the top tight ends, top tier tight ends, I got the Monday tongue twister going on, huh? Right? Travis Kelce, Kittle, Dalton Kincaid. You start talking Kyle Pitts from the Atlanta Falcons. When you start thinking first few tight ends to get, first quarterbacks to get, you think Joe Burrow, you think Patrick Mahomes, Josh Allen, Tua Tagovailoa, Terry got a good point for the simple fact he do have a lot of receivers. I mean, I wouldn't mind having Tua on my bench, the bye week for, let's say, for instance, I'm telling y'all who I'm going after, Jay Daniels. It's Inside the Trenches. It's your host, Marlon, Big Favorite, right? We having ourselves a grand time, just talking a little bit of that fantasy football. Y'all don't go anywhere. We got much more to talk about. When we come back, let's talk a little high school football locally. It's Inside the Trenches. Hello.
Hello, somebody. It's your boy Marlon, Big Favorite. And when I'm hungry, I like to make my way to Small Sliders, 1635 Barataria Boulevard, Marrero, Louisiana. Simple on purpose. When I tell you their burgers are delicious, have some great sauce on them, I'm telling you, when you're just hungry and just need to grab a quick bite, this is the perfect place for you. Small Sliders. The customer service is nice. It's somewhere you can bring the family, hang out and chill, enjoy the atmosphere. Now I'm a big boy, so when I like to take my Small Sliders, I like to get the biggest smalls. Double patties, bacon, cheese, you name it. Just a delicious burger. And I like to top it off with my favorite, the cookies and cream milkshake. There are 3 delicious flavors: milkshake, chocolate, vanilla, and cookies and cream. Small Sliders. Simple on purpose. Y'all come on and slide through, baby. And let them know that you heard about them on Inside the Trenches with your boy Marlon, Big Favorite. Watch out there now.
Now New Orleans has a choice. Download the New Orleans Talk Network app for your mobile device or listen at www.neworleanstalknetwork.com.
Are you a student athlete looking to take your career to the next level? Look no further than Conquer Sports Pros. That's right, Conquer Sports Pros. Our team of experts will get you guys on the right path to your student athlete journey in life. That's right, we have every position in football you need, and we also help out with other sports. At Conquer Sports Pros, you have everything from a list of consultation, training, and also media training. Yeah, that's right. When you take your career to the next level, play college and hopefully pro, you'll get lots of interviews. Call Conquer Sports Pros today. You can reach them at 504-319-6672 or visit marlonfavorite.com for more information. Hello, somebody. Are you looking for your dream home? Well, if that's the case, you need to contact Joe Picolo at Godwyn Realty, right here in New Orleans. Joe can put you in your dream home right away. Joe Picolo and the folks over at Godwyn Realty put you in the house that you need. Even if you're looking to invest in some property, they'll do an excellent job with that as well. Contact Joe today at 504-251-8341. Again, that phone number is 504-251-8341. And also contact Joel at joel.godwynrealty.com. No need to dream anymore. Godwyn Realty will put you in the dream house of your reality. Hello, somebody.
Hello, somebody. It's the host of Inside the Trenches podcast, Marlon, Big Favorite. Did you know Small Sliders had an app? You can go to your Google Play Store or your Apple Store right now, download the Small Sliders app in Marrero, and order your food right now. You want to get a number 2? Well, slide through. 1635 Barataria Boulevard in Montero. Small Sliders.
Oh, well, that's right. It's Inside the Trenches. It's your host, Marlon, Big Favorite. And that is the deal, baby. Full spring football season is back at it. Just like that. I mean, even right now, I feel like that fall weather out here. You know what I'm saying? The humidity is just super low. It's still about 85 degrees. It's 95 degrees. I ain't got no... How we go? But anyway, shouts out to Small Sliders. We're here 1635 Barataria Boulevard in Marrero. We got folks coming through right now, sliding through, getting their lunch, getting their dinner. Some of them like, you know what, they're out here talking to sports. Let me join them. So y'all feel free to be that person to come join us here at Small Sliders. We have so much to be excited for in the next couple of weeks. I said football season kicked off, but we all know it's the best football, right? The best football is high school football, baby. It don't get no better than that. And we have scrimmage week here locally. So y'all know the whole summer we had John Eric came through, Edna Carr came through the rock with us, Archbishop Shaw, Higgins. I talked to Wes Jeff the other day. Wes Jeff is scheduled to come on over here at Small Sliders. It's here, y'all. Football season is here. The kids have their scrimmages. We're going to stick around to the local teams. Starting this Wednesday, we're going to have a couple of games kick off. Non-volunteer opponent is going to play against Riverdale this Wednesday, 5:30 game. John Eric takes on McDonough 35. It's a 5:45 p.m. game on Wednesday as well. We got across that water, Booker T. Washington taking on South Platte. So I don't know. Our listeners here, I know y'all are all over the place. I just want to let y'all know about y'all's team. So if I do chime in on your old high school and you want to comment and get some more information or tell us some more, do feel free to call us. We're at 800-998-1003. Chime in. Feel free to let us know what's happening. A couple other games to look at this Thursday, October 22nd. Speaking of this Thursday, right, and I know y'all heard this earlier, we're going to be back at Boomtown Casino, Penn Entertainment, representing, baby. We got special guest Skylar Green. He's going to come through along with Drake Nevis, two guys who are LSU All-Americans. This Thursday we'll be at Boomtown 6 to 8. Y'all be sure to circle that on y'all calendar, highlight it, come on through. We'll have some giveaways and all. That's right, we'll have a whole crew, Gus Cattengell, John 4K, Mario Harass, and yours truly, baby, New Orleans Talk Network going to be there streaming. Y'all come holler at us at Boomtown, Penn Entertainment, definitely. So this Thursday, along with that, some local big-time games to check out. Archbishop Shaw take on St. Amant. They go to St. Amant. That should be a really nice one. Shaw starting the season off ranked number 5. West St. John take on Lusher. That should be a good game, right? Two River Parish schools who about that action. Newman play Reed down there by our folks down in Galliano and LaRose. E.D. White's a team they take on Come On. As I mentioned, East St. John takes on Edna Carr. That'll be a good game. We'll be hearing a lot from Edna Carr this year. Just kind of want to briefly talk about a few of these teams. I know we're mentioning Shaw, Edna Carr, Newman. These teams, they have a lot of the top tier athletes in the country, right? I mean, like locally right here, we're just taking a stop and look at a team like we can say Warren Easton, constantly producing really nice athletes, right? My old alma mater, who's been trying to get things going, but they have a big-time jamboree. They take on, scrimmage against Carver. So it's so many, different things to, how could I say this, kind of pay attention to with these games. Like, we're really watching future stars. Like, imagine this, y'all, young guy, just getting my broadcasting career started off. I'm in my late 20s, right? I'm saying young guy, pretty old, but I bounced around the league a little bit. But I can remember calling high school games at Destrehan, watching Justin Jefferson make big plays, right? And his big brother Jordan Jefferson on the sideline coaching him. Look who he is now. Jamar Chase. I remember calling those Romo games and having his dad, Jimmy Chase, say, man, see, I told you my boy's going to be the real deal. And the career he had at LSU and one of the top receivers like Justin in the NFL. So having the opportunities to see these prep players is huge. And I'm glad this season we're going to take a bigger focus on some of our prep players. That's what we've been doing the entire summer, bringing in some of the high school players so they can get that recognition that they for certainly deserve. And that they continue to chop wood with. So, and then, of course, you have a few more games going into the Jamboree Week. Jamboree Week kicks off nice. That week, August 29th, John Curtis, John Curtis is going to take on East Jeff. We talked about the Riverdale Higgins game, Jesuit North Shore. So it's just, so shout out to Ryan McNally over there and Coach Powell over at Higgins. To me, this is what it's all about. We just had one of our students from Shaw, Michael Banks, come over and show us some love over here after they just finished practice at Shaw. We have a lot to look forward to with these games. So that's why I kind of want to chime in on a few of them, kind of comment, talk about some of the top players in the area and some games to look at. So y'all do feel free to chime in, 800-998-1003. If it's any games you think that we should talk about or anything that piques your interest, feel free to definitely hit us up. We would love to hear from you guys. But, I mean, look, this is one of my favorite things to cover, high school football, because to me, even more now than ever, it's just so much business. It's business on top of business. It's got to be a business decision. NIL, college, business, transfer portal, business. NFL for certainly business, UFL, business, Canadian football, business, arena football, business, but college football? But high school football? That's where it's at. How Rob 49 said, that's where it's at, because it is. What's happening, baby? These kids, now I know some states allow NIL, but these young men, and for our other sports extending out to volleyball, softball, and all our young women have an opportunity to play for passion one more time. Play for, I know my family's in the crowd watching me type deal. My friends from school, the prom queen and king, the homecoming king and queen, like all the bells and whistles that comes with high school football. And it's just something that, in my opinion, deserves a lot more recognition than we've seen. You look at some of the prep players for the years to come, class of 25, class of 26. You have another prep school is going to be playing his school, St. Martin's Episcopal School in Metairie, Harlem Berry, number one running back in the country, right? This is locally. We didn't mention their jamboree, which, obviously we would like to have this kid come on the show and his coaches, because he's the top player in the state. He's going to LSU too, right? You look at across the state, across the different talent. We talked about that in the car. They take on East St. John for their scrimmage, which they do that every year, right? Man-child, they call him. Teron Francis, 4-star. He going to LSU. High school football is where it's at. That's where these kids first get recognition. I can remember, years back, maybe during COVID 2020, 2021, training Brennan Bordelon and his brother Bo Bordelon. They were in high school, in middle school at the time. He's on this list, one of the top players for Newman. We talked about Newman in scrimmage to check out. So it's just so much. And again, y'all feel free to tune in to our show weekly. Inside the Trenches, we'll be right here talking about a lot of these high school teams. And like I mentioned, y'all, if y'all have any games that y'all want us to check out in particular or send us highlights, y'all can for certainly hit me up on my X, or formerly known as Twitter, how they say it, at BigFave504. We'd love to hear from you guys in those regards. But, hey, it's so much to be excited about. The weather is nice. We're in full swing. The kids are back in school. So much to look forward to this football season. Well, y'all don't go anywhere. We got one more segment. We're going to take a look at Week 2 in the NFL. Week 3, we'll be back inside the trenches.
Hello, somebody. It's your boy Marlon, Big Fave Favorite. And when I'm hungry, I like to make my way to Small Sliders, 1635 Barataria Boulevard, Marrero, Louisiana. Simple on purpose. When I tell you their burgers are delicious, have some great sauce on them, I'm telling you, when you're just hungry and just need to grab a quick bite, this is the perfect place for you. Small Sliders, the customer service is nice. It's somewhere you can bring the family, hang out and chill, enjoy the atmosphere. Now I'm a big boy, so when I like to take my small sliders, I like to get the biggest smalls. Double patties, bacon, cheese, you name it. Just a delicious burger. And I like to top it off with my favorite, the cookies and cream milkshake. There are 3 delicious flavors: milkshake, chocolate, vanilla, and cookies and cream. Small sliders, simple on purpose. Y'all come on and slide through, baby. And let them know that you heard about them on Inside the Trenches with your boy Marlon Big Favorite. Watch out there now.
Now New Orleans has a choice. Download the New Orleans Talk Network app for your mobile device or listen at www.neworleanstalknetwork.com.
Are you a student athlete looking to take your career to the next level? Look no further than Conquer Sports Pros. That's right, Conquer Sports Pros. Our team of experts will get you guys on the right path to your student athlete journey in life. That's right, we have every position in football you need, and we also help out with other sports. At Conquer Sports Pros, you have everything from a list of consultation, training, and also media training. Yeah, that's right, when you take your career to the next level, play college and hopefully pro, you'll get lots of interviews. Call Conquer Sports Pros today. You can reach them at 504-319-6672 or visit marlonfavorite.com for more information. Hello, somebody. Are you looking for your dream home? Well, if that's the case, you need to contact Joe Picolo at Godwyn Realty, right here in New Orleans. Joe can put you in your dream home right away. Joe Picolo and the folks over at Godwyn Realty put you in the house that you need. Even if you're looking to invest in some property, they'll do an excellent job with that as well. Contact Joe today at 504-251-8341. Again, that phone number is 504-251-8341. And also contact Joel at joel.godwynrealty.com. No need to dream anymore. Godwyn Realty will put you in the dream house of your reality. Hello, somebody. Hello, somebody. It's the host of Inside the Trenches podcast, Marlon Big Favorite. Did you know Small Sliders had an app? You can go to your Google Play Store or your Apple Store right now, download the Small Sliders app in Marrero, and order your food right now. You want to get a number 2? Well, slide through. 1635 Barataria Boulevard in Marrero. Small Sliders, simple on purpose.
Step Construction is here for you with the brand new offer.
Okay. I like it, baby. Shouts out to Key on the beat selections, man. We having ourselves a great time over here. It's Inside the Trenches. It's your host, Marlon Big Favorite, and we over here at Small Sliders, 1635 Barataria Boulevard. And if y'all just tuning in, y'all can make y'all way on over here and get y'all something to eat. That's cool, but this is our last segment. But put it on your calendar. We'll be here next Monday as well to talk a little more sports and entertainment with y'all lovely people. I hope y'all having a nice ride home. I hope that y'all are having safe travels. And, it's football season. We got one more week, and then we got to put our fantasy teams together. We talked about that the last segment. So we want to get into this last preseason game. I wanted to preview the games to come, right? And, of course, I'm going to leave y'all's favorite game last. But at the end of the day, with the new preseason schedule, we don't have that 4th game anymore. That game is now turned over to a regular season game, and now we have an extra week of football during the regular season. So for the players, they feel it a little bit. Some of them don't. But it just is what it is. So it does kick off this Thursday as we preview the high school games to check out. I want to do the same thing for the NFL games. The Colts versus the Bengals, Prime Video, 7 o'clock this Thursday. Anthony Richardson is somebody I forgot to mention for fantasy football. He stays healthy this season. He's going to kill it. An athletic guy, in my opinion, is going to get the job done. The Bengals are the Bengals. These are two AFC teams that have a lot of potential. Of course, we look at the potential in Cincinnati. You have a solid receiving core led by Jamar Chase, a pretty decent running game, a top-tier quarterback, a developing defense, that team is playoff proof, right? I can almost say the same thing for the Colts. The Colts are improving on defense, bringing in key pieces, but most importantly, they have a quarterback that is your modern-day quarterback. That's a key piece for them. That should be a good game. The Bears and the Chiefs. Oh, my, oh, my. To me, when I think about the Bears and the Chiefs game, I think of a young, elusive quarterback, an experienced, elusive quarterback. And those two guys in Caleb Williams and Patrick Mahomes. I see two competitive receiving cores. Even though you look at Kansas City and you kind of think and wonder, man, you know, their receivers are constantly into something. We don't know who they're going to have. They've lost some guys. This receiving core hasn't been the same without Tyreek Hill. That's not the case. You know, I think Xavier Worthy with his speed and, you know, Mahomes' accurate throwing, they're going to be a force to reckon with. Do expect to see a lot of young guys in these games, but I do think that you will catch a few snaps from some of the veterans just to get those appropriate reps in. And then on Friday, we have Atlanta and Jacksonville. That should be a good game. I don't know if we're going to see much of Michael Penix Jr., but I do know that we saw a good bit of Mac Jones. I see a little bit more Mac Jones. May not see too much of Trevor Lawrence, but we'll see a lot of Brian Thomas Jr. from LSU, wide receiver. I do think that Coach Doug gives him a good amount of reps just to get his rookies in the flow of things. They got a good receiving core in Jacksonville. They have a decent running game. They got defense. Jacksonville's in a good position. Atlanta, I hate to say it, bro. I really do. And shouts out to my Hoodads. At the end of the day, we still got the best fan base. That's what matters. But Atlanta is starting to look like one of the more improved teams, especially after last week. You bring on Matthew Judon. You bring on, as we talked about Kirk Cousins this past offseason, you shore up your back end. You shore up your back end with having Justin Simmons, a guy that we thought, thank you so much. Shouts out to you over here at Small Sliders, my crew. Hey, they get it rolling over at the can, man. Some of the hardest workers in the city back there. But, you know, I do look at what this team is what they were able to do just right before the draft. How they drafted. Biggest question marks in the world. Why did you go get Michael Penix Jr.? Just pay Kirk Cousins all that money. Don't worry about it. We got a plan. It's just like Atlanta seems like a team that has improved. So I do hope we beat them twice. But, you know, I'm just saying preseason. They look very improved. You were just talking about this. Tarek was just talking about Miami and Tampa, right? When you look at this Miami team, it's a track team. Even the older Odell Beckham can still run and move, right? So between Akan and Raheem Morissette and Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle, I mean, you could legit probably put these guys up against the U.S. Olympic team for real. Like, they're that fast. You heard Tyreek Hill what he said too, that he could beat old boy. But again, it's a team that they can look really good on paper all day, and if they don't find some type of consistency on defense. Shouts out to my LSU brother. Speaking of Miami defense, their linebacker Duke Riley, he just dropped his album. Duke said he got to get that Big Fade feature, so we're gonna get him rolling. But Miami, in my opinion, the question is this, and then I'll ask our listeners right now, and feel free if you guys are in the whip. This show will be up on New Orleans Talk Network's YouTube. But y'all let me know, do y'all feel like this team is a team that could legit be contenders? Super Bowl contenders? Nah, really though, do y'all think that this Miami team could legit compete for a Super Bowl? I would like to know your answer. I mean, that would be a good one. And if you miss us, we got about 5 minutes left on there. But if you're not able to call in, feel free to hit me up on X at BigFave504 and chime in on that. They take on the Buccaneers. Should be a pretty decent matchup. San Francisco Raiders, you have that at 9. And then the Saturday game is Buffalo, Carolina. Then you have Steelers and Lions. That should be a pretty good game. We talked about Russell Wilson and Justin Fields getting some looks at those guys. But what Detroit team are we going to get, right? That's the big question with Detroit. I think Gibbs has the ability to be one of those top running backs. He's somebody I probably could have mentioned in the fantasy football segment as well. But it's going to be about Amari St. Brown really cracking through that top-tier receiver thing. Like, we've seen Jamar Chase do it. We've seen Stephon Diggs do it, Tyreek Hill, all of those guys. Where does Amari St. Brown fall into that case? I kind of feel like he has, like, the Chris Olave blues. Like, Chris Olave on any other team would probably be a number 2 receiver, but because of the Saints' not having Michael Thomas, basically, he is our kind of presented number 1. And he has number 1 ability, but we still need more to see. Like, notice how Houston got a number 1 and Stephon Diggs. He's going to share with Collins and Dell, but they have a number 1 guy. We're still trying to figure that out. Baltimore, Green Bay. That should be a good game. 2 prolific quarterbacks. A young guy in Jordan Love has so much potential. Lamar, it's just trying – is this the year? That's another question we have as we get ready for this last preseason game. Is this the year that Lamar Jackson makes it to the Super Bowl? I'm going to just say make it before I say win it. Does he finally do it this year? Is Derrick Henry the key to unlocking that, right? That's some of the things we definitely look at, right, as well. Houston, L.A. should be an interesting game. L.A. is just, Aaron Donald announces his retirement. I'm pretty sure, especially the Saints, right? Glad he's gone, right? Sometimes seeing teams put four blockers on this dude, like legit. But does he make that final push, right? To, I said him, them, L.A. Could they get back to the good show? We know that Coach McVay is an excellent coach. He's made it to the show before and won it, right? But does he have the ability to go back? Couple other games this Saturday. Vikings, Eagles should be good. Cowboys, LA should be decent. The Battle of New York. I tried to hit Alicia Keys though. I kind of hit it like that chick or whatever that was trying to say. That's the only Jay-Z song she knew. But New York, yeah, that one. She kind of sang it like that. But anyway, New York versus New York Jets. I mean, bottom line, Jets, who is Aaron Rodgers going to be this year? Right, of course, he got to stay healthy. He's on the 40 end, right? Who is he going to be this year? He has weapons. He has a defense. You got one of the best D tackles in the league in Quinn Williams. You have Sauce Gardner on the edge. On the outside, Pro Bowl cornerback. You have weapons at wide receiver. Who is Aaron Rodgers going to be? So that should be very interesting as well. A couple of more things as we wrap up here. Sunday games to check out. Of course, at 1 o'clock, we have the Saints-Titans. That should be a pretty good game. We saw Arden Key and in about 30. We saw Arden Key and Trevor Penning go at it last year, right? Does Penning step up this year and give Arden Key a little bit more on that end in terms of the rush? So that would be a good game to watch. I don't know how much Will Levis will play. I don't know how much Derek Carr play. But in my opinion, that will be an excellent matchup. The Cardinals take on the Broncos, right? Kyler Murray versus Bo Nix. 2 good wide receiving cores, right? I think they have a lot of potential in Denver, and same thing with the Cardinals. And lastly here, we're going to talk about the Sunday night game, which should be a nice one. 2 young teams, 2 young quarterbacks. Drake May takes on Jaden Daniels. The Commanders take on the Patriots at 7 o'clock. On NBC. Well, that does it, y'all, for another episode of Inside the Trenches. Shouts out to my production team here, Keelan, Ock, Tarek, Kenzie, representing everybody over at the can, Rick and everybody representing baby over here at Small Sliders, Godwyn Realty, Montero Motors, And if you want to become a patron or a sponsor to the show, y'all hit us up, baby. ESPN New Orleans, 100.3 FM. Hit us up on Inside the Trenches. And we'll be back next Monday, baby. Same time, same place. Hello, somebody. Y'all enjoy the week, baby.
Hello, somebody. It's your boy Marlon, Big Favorite. And when I'm hungry, I like to make my way to Small Sliders, 1635 Barataria Boulevard, Marrero, Louisiana. Simple on purpose. When I tell you their burgers are delicious, have some great sauce on them, I'm telling you, when you're just hungry and just need to grab a quick bite, this is the perfect place for you. Small Sliders. The customer service is nice. It's somewhere you can bring the family, hang out and chill, enjoy the atmosphere. Now I'm a big boy, so when I like to take my Small Sliders, I like to get the biggest smalls. Double patties, bacon, cheese, you name it. Just a delicious burger. And I like to top it off with my favorite, the cookies and cream milkshake. There are 3 delicious flavors: milkshake, chocolate, vanilla, and cookies and cream. Small Sliders. Simple on purpose. Y'all come on and slide through, baby. And let them know that you heard about them on Inside the Trenches with your boy Marlon, Big Favorite. Watch out there now.
Now New Orleans has a choice. Download the New Orleans Talk Network app for your mobile device or listen at www.neworleanstalknetwork.com.
Are you a student athlete looking to take your career to the next level? Look no further than Conquer Sports Pros. That's right, Conquer Sports Pros. Our team of experts will get you guys on the right path to your student athlete journey in life. That's right, we have every position in football you need, and we also help out with other sports. At Conquer Sports Pros, you have everything from a list of consultation, training, and also media training. Yeah, that's right, when you take your career to the next level, play college and hopefully pro, you'll get lots of interviews. Call Conquer Sports Pros today. You can reach them at 504-319-6672 or visit marlonfavorite.com for more information. Hello, somebody. Are you looking for your dream home? Well, if that's the case, you need to contact Joe Picolo at Godwyn Realty right here in New Orleans. Joe can put you